Almost had him.
I'm never gonna defeat Zurg!
Sure you will, Rex. In fact, you're a better buzz than I am.
But look at my little arms! I can't press the fire button and jump at the same time!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of TalkRadar. Tell them hello, Brett.
Hello.
Oh, no, he's doing my cheesy radio opening.
Well, we've been compared to such already, so why not?
No, thank you, giant bomb people, for depressing me to the point where I almost quit the internet.
But for everyone who hopped on because of our appearance or Jeff Gerstmann's appearance on our podcast, had just as many positive things to say. I read many a positive comment.
That is true. Yeah, we settled our feud with Giant Bomb last week by having Jeff Gerstmann on, and then he posted something I was on. And you're right, I was really depressed about the way they treated us. Their audio quality sucks, which is true. We're trying to change that. Yeah, they sound like they're Howard Stern wannabes. I'm like, fucking kidding? I've never heard his show before. I don't no idea what he sounds like.
Really? You've never heard Howard Stern?
No, but I have actually read both of his books.
Wow. Did you ever watch it on E?
I thought that show was fucking... the only point of it, because it didn't show like celebrities, it just showed breast blurred, and I had the internet.
Even fans of that show said of Howard Stern said that the TV show was terrible.
But again, you remember how I was actually depressed at that Giant Bomb thing. It hurt my feelings.
Yeah, you kind of have to have a thick skin about these things.
I developed a thick skin, but then I had to go back and look, and it was essentially a bunch of kids saying, "Yeah, you tell him, Jeff." Yeah, yeah, Jeff. I'm Kermit the Frog. Yeah, you should tell Tim.
When it's like, well, if you listen, we were just all shooting the shit.
We're all talking. Yeah, plap, plap, plap. And quit pointing out, did I hear him say he didn't read the review? And like, no, I said I didn't read the review. Brett read the review. I played the full game. I had every reason to talk about it.
And I have since played the full game and stand by it.
And I have since not read the review.
It's like this. Brett read the review. The rest of us played the game. Brett was reacting to the review. The rest of us were just reacting to the score.
Yes.
All right. Well, this is over and done, but... What? But thanks you to all the new people who hopped in to listen. The weekend was very kind to us. We shot up on iTunes pretty far, and we had a lot of new people register, and thank you.
Yes, yeah. Even though this is going to be a very shitty episode. But I recommend waiting for next. We should introduce ourselves. I'm Christopher Antista. That is Brad Elston.
Yeah, that's me with the voice.
This is Michael Raparez.
And this is
Henry, the oft-spoken about guy on the podcast.
Yes.
He's our resident I listen to every other podcast guy.
Yeah, you'll notice Henry will end up picking up things I completely leave out of my statements because he's more familiar with this format than me, apparently.
And I gotta say, the Giant Bomb podcast is pretty good.
There was potty mouth. I dig that.
Yeah, well, it's like the old Hotspot. Well, the old Hotspot was good. New Hotspot I kind of got bored with.
Oh no, we did not talk bad about competitors.
Okay, sorry.
Kidding. That seemed. You know what? Let's move. Let's get on out of here.
Not a jockey. We got the subway bus.
But go ahead.
The thing you said where you were like,
rhyme.
We got the subway van lined up outside giving away free $5 foot long.
Yeah, come on down to the TalkRadar prize van and say the secret password.
Guess the password is fart song.
Fart songs, you will win a fabulous prize.
Here's the guy who goes by a pseudonym and talks in fart noises.
Okay.
I can play sound effects to all you new listeners. But, what we usually talk about in the first segment, almost open them up, top 7. This week was top 7 what?
This week it was the top 7 S games of 2008.
You're kidding me. Wow. S games of 2008?
Yes, which if that's not coming across, it's the prettiest games of 2008 written by me. I giggled happily while I clapped my hands together and wrote it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really wanted to do a top 7 about this, so I did.
Hey,
Next-
that's quite a genesis.
Moving on.
Just the idea that a lot of next-gen games often get a lot of shit for being very brown, dull. Like, despite having very good graphics, it's like the real world is only 3 colors: brown, gray, black, and therefore every game has to look like that. And I just hadn't seen much in the way of colors, and I thought I want to do an article, top 7, the prettiest games, the ones that actually go. I'm glad, like, I can actually tell an HD system when you see a bunch of colors, a whole palette on the screen. That's when you really notice, like, holy crap, next gen looks great. What really made me start doing this was I was playing Mirror's Edge for the the runner's bag guide, which is now live.
Bags.
Bags. That even links to the Mr. Show. Which, if you haven't seen Mr. Show, Bags, go YouTube it. It's very funny. Oh, Red Skull.
It is very funny.
How did you get in here?
New sound effect. I hope I don't hit it too much.
Well, good.
Yeah, everybody's already tired of it. Wow.
No, I love it, but it's a little early.
I was tired of it before I heard it.
All right, everybody drink up. Come on.
Yeah, but no, I was playing Mirror's Edge, and what made me already was a pretty game, but what made it stand out was Charlie was sitting next to me playing Gears 2, working on his 8,000 articles he wrote about Gears 2, and I looked and was like, seeing the game side by side, I'm like, wow, these are both contemporary games, modern, released within like a week or two of each other, and Gears, despite having very good graphics, looks really nice, is like 2 colors. And and seeing that next to Mirror's Edge, it was just such a huge disparity, and I was like, I've got to do this article now. So number 7 is not Mirror's Edge; it's Soul Calibur 4, which had to think back a little. But over the summer, it was one of the biggest games that came out, which I was very happy to get a big game over the summer. But it was one of the first games of the whole year where I actually just sat very close to the TV and was just, wow, look at all these lighting effects. And
it was the first time I've ever heard you say, I don't see how they could do this on the 360 with your PS3 version. Yeah,
I was playing. That's the only game I played the PS3 version over 360. Just the range of colors, the varied environments. They really made use of as much as that system could push. It really, I don't know, and it's like with any fighting game like Tekken or any 3D game that has those little starburst effects anytime you punch someone. They're always kind of lost in the background, but for Soul Calibur 4, I really took notice of all these just electricities, like crackling around or big starburst explosions, and it just, I don't know. In addition to the character list just being extremely colorful, and the battlegrounds being like a tropical beach or a waterfall, a big vegetated area.
Yeah, anybody else play Soul Calibur other than Brett?
And Michael's writing an article, so.
Michael is writing an article as we speak.
I agree.
No, we said before we came on, this may be a hard one to talk about. It's like, this looks pretty. It's like, disagree or agree.
Well, think how hard it was for me to write this shit.
No, I know.
That's why it's just almost an image gallery. I was like, well, I'll put them all in.
What was your runner-up?
The runner-up was Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit. Which,
oh God, not that one. Gross.
Gross. Durr.
What? Durr? A fucking Dragon Ball Z game. Big fucking deal. They rounded the edges on Budokai. I'm not gonna shit a brick because.
No.
Well, maybe you should.
Everybody else tell me. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
You did shit a brick. It was TDAR-21.
Not shit a brick. I shit a baby calf.
Baby elephant.
Baby elephant.
Oh, I thought that all I played was the demo, but the whole time I was entranced. That game I thought looked amazing. Animated, great, completely fluid, colors flying everywhere, visual effects, really cool. And it's a game that's not
I'm
very
glad
good.
it got runner-up because I only say I expect that of an anime game at this point.
Not that good, because that and Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm both were so good. It made me take.
Those
note.
are like the 2 next-gen anime games. It's like that should be the standard.
Well, it should be, but it's not.
I didn't play One Piece.
I'm sure it's not good. Number 6 is Mirror's Edge, which is the only way I felt the best way to illustrate Mirror's Edge's beauty is that
alliteration.
Alliteration.
I love what you had to use for yellows.
Yeah, we'll get to that. That was a lot of thinking. Because hang on. Because Mirror's Edge, obviously, you see a lot of screens and it's all white, red, and a blue sky.
Not true.
There's huge sections of the game where here I have opulent oranges. Big chunks of the game are bright Games Radar orange, and I really like that. Orange is my favorite color.
I'd just like to say, if I didn't know I was looking at a screenshot with this, I might assume I was looking at like something off somebody's Flickr account.
Yeah. That orange one, particularly the lighting of against the wall there, the paint.
Mm-hmm.
In the article that you can't see because you're listening to the podcast. But if you want to, it's the top 7 prettiest games of
Go
2000.
ahead, give him the URL.
No, I won't. Ravishing reds, lots of deep, rich reds, and then bewitching blues, they vexed my heart, and engaging greens grabbed my eyes. And then I got to the yell-worthy yellows. Stand up and yell.
What was it?
Yellow! And yell-worthy yellows. God damn it, you're just playing them on... God! You're playing them on top.
That song. I love that track so much. Give me another reason to play Brett 2D2.
So I was talking about Yellworthy Yellows. You know, I'm right here. I can just do it.
Do it right now while there's still people in the office. You've always said I can do this anytime.
All right.
Everybody, get ready. Brett is going to recreate his yell from the...
I love how I actually sat back. Like I pushed away from the
took
desk.
a breath. Like you did in the pole position parody. Here we go.
Yeah. Probably gonna...
Fight.
It's the same thing. All right. Anyway, yeah. All the other colors had a very clear, like, bewitching blues, engaging greens. Then I got to yellow. I spent so fucking long
Trying to find an adjective.
What's a word? Yellow. Yawesome? I was
Awesome.
I had nothing, and I'm like, yell-worthy.
Yampering.
Yammer.
Yancey Streeter. You know,
Yancey.
Oh, come on. That was comic book.
Fantastic.
But one thing that happened while I was writing this article was they announced the Mirror's Edge DLC, which is all like abstract shapes floating in space. That I love that idea. Like they had 2 ways to go. They could, if they do a sequel, which it sounds like they will, despite it not really selling very well. We'll get to that in the news segment, I think.
They get sold fine. It just didn't sell.
Well,
Harry Potter Catwoman levels at EA just too.
You would think, well, they've got 2 options. They can go bigger city, more people, feels more like a real city, or they can do crazy shapes, and they went crazy shapes for the DLC.
I think it looks really nice. What's the next one, baby? Wait, what was the runner-up?
The runner-up was Wipeout HD.
That's what I wanted, because I saw that there's a couple levels in that are tracks that are just amazing.
Yeah.
Like that one that reskins itself, like
That's
every
the one.
couple
That's the one I specifically called out.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, thanks for reading. I recorded a video of that, of it reskinning itself.
I was busy doing this podcast and putting up a feature called the All-Star Avatar Showdown. Press dig, kids. Anyway,
It's a good article. It really is. We were here late Saturday. I was working on something else, and Chris was working on this All-Star Avatar Showdown.
oh, you were talking about mine. No, I don't consider that very good, but
It was good.
I still believe that everybody should probably contribute money to make sure it happens again. I don't know. I set up a PayPal account and a tablet on the side, right under the TalkRadar page. Please give generously, people. We're corporate as hell.
Number 5 is Little Big Planet, which I really struggled to talk about because I've barely played it, but I've seen it a little. And it is
a little.
Like,
you sit next to Michael.
I know, but I can't see his TV. Like I acknowledge like the textures, the range of color that they go through, and the levels that Media Molecule made. So I just watched the videos and posted the videos and how it looked there. Like that's all. Like,
does it always look like there's a little bit of fog involved in Little Big Planet? A little bit of a haze,
cheesecloth over the screen.
A little bit. Not. But it doesn't look like that way all the time. Like not when you're editing the level, but when everything's in motion.
Michael,
nothing. Just gonna move on from this with Michael.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it's
awesome. Next.
You just can't see it quite as well because it's a little bit blurry.
Okay. Little Big Planet coming soon for your Xbox 360.
Well, that's what I couldn't come across anything other than just what I saw in the videos and then a couple of the screens. But Michael, is there anything beyond? I see a lot of reds and the textures are all really nice, but I didn't see in the screens at least like a broad, like into the blues and like a lot of effects like heat. Because these pictures of like a savanna, I was hoping there'd be like heat rippling effects and stuff. But I don't know.
I think that there are in the bit where there's like fire everywhere. That the fire causes some heat ripples. But
so you would say then it is one of the prettiest games.
I would, yeah, especially in still screens.
Especially in still. What if I had to play it?
If you had to play it, like if it was a chore,
Like if
That
you had
to do before your mom would let you play video games?
Well,
what
would you
if-
play the Mona Lisa, man? It's too pretty.
What if I had to play it because I had to write 4 articles on it and had to make my own levels and had to play it 2 weeks straight?
Well, what do you mean, what if? Would it still be pretty?
Yeah.
Is that your question?
Do you still find it pretty having...
I still find it pretty, yes. Having spent that ridiculous amount of time with it and yet somehow not actually finished it.
That's so weird.
You can finish that game?
Oh, yeah. There is actually a storyline that goes through these levels that were pre-created for it, and then you can just create your own when you're done with that, or when you've gotten to the point where you're done with all the fucking tutorials.
It looks like Yoshi's Story evolved to me.
Kind of, yeah.
Yay, a lot of fabric textures. Project lead Marcus Stewart.
Yeah. The runner-up for this one was World of Goo for Wii of all
World of
games.
Goo! That was unnecessary. Why did I do that?
I don't know. But no, that's the only Wii game, like short of like Smash Brothers, Mario Galaxy, and the obvious Nintendo published games that I found it captivating to look at. They picked a style and they went with it, and rather than trying to push 3D or anything, they just went like, well, let's make up a style and make it our own, and which I described, and I don't know if anyone knows who this guy is, Stuart Moskowitz. Anyone know who that is?
Is that from Fievel's dad?
Yeah! Whatever, that was awesome.
I got it from that American Rabbit thing from like 1986 or whatever. Like the art he would draw of American Rabbit. I don't know.
He was featured prominently in dentist's office across the nation.
Yes, exactly. I saw him in
it.
I saw him in my doctor's office all the time, and then I remember the movie American Rabbit.
You sure he didn't?
He was like the kiddie version of Nagel.
I thought he was the guy who lured Russian rodents under here under the promise of no cats. That's the reference.
That was before or after he went to the Old West somehow.
Okay.
But no, I described it as a mix between Stuart Moskowitz and Tim Burton. I don't know.
Oh,
That's
wow. That's the classiest thing you've ever done.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it really? Number 4, Super Street Fighter 2 HD Ribble
Remix!
which includes a lovely animated GIF of Blanca opening and closing. But no, I mean everybody
God,
knows
it's
it.
mesmerizing.
I know it's. You really need to check this out if you're nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Blanca being my favorite character, I just happened to come across 2 really high-res images. Yeah, everybody knows the story about this. Capcom had Udon Comics completely redraw the game. Overclocked Remix did the music. It looks amazing. Proves that 2D games are still viable, in my opinion. Like, all you got to do is go back and redraw them, update them, and they look just as impressive as any other 3D game.
I have to say this Blanca's weirding me out a little bit because the way his chest hair hangs.
I was just going to
like,
say that.
On the original sprite, it looked like it was just, he had a pattern of hair. This, it looks like he's got a big shaggy curtain just sort of hanging diagonally off of his breast.
He's got a mud flap carpet sample hanging in the middle between.
It's kind of gross.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a kind of a hairy fupa.
Tell us it. Fupa! Yes, I'm so glad that video got circulated today. Everybody needs to know about the fupa. The fat upper pussy area. Or penis area, man. Watch your shit.
Just go YouTube fupa.
And you, Henry, you say something, I'm going to sit here and dine on my fupa chalupa.
Well, I was just going to say that about the game being constantly delayed. As a comic fan, it's because Udon has kind of a lot of problems. Like it's especially with their artists, like saying that the main guy in charge of the place is ripping them off big time, and that they don't get paid for stuff. They don't get their names put on there. There's a lot of stuff about it. And I'm surprised that it even came out. I wonder how much was really Udon before like Capcom went to some other place.
As long as they keep making those noodles. Red Elston.
Well, it took long enough. I mean, it was like
I think that was my favorite news story. Is that they said we miscalculated how long it would take to do all this. No one ever apologizes like that.
Yeah, I was very brave of them to be like, actually, we fucked up. I didn't realize I was going to have to actually redraw 1 billion frames of animation.
But we're sticking to it. Wait a year.
Yeah, runner-up Castle Crashers. Another.
It sucks that it had to be runner-up. But
I know.
I understand.
I had it actually as an entry, but then as this went, we normally don't do runners-up in top 7s, but if one presents itself that there are so many that I start feeling bad for excising some of them, we'll do runner-ups. Like this Castle Crashers would have made it for being the 2D beauty of the year, except for Street Fighter 2 came out and looks much better. Well, it doesn't look much better. It's the same look. It's just
Also long delayed, like
Yeah.
Street Fighter.
Not long delayed, only like a couple.
It felt like
months.
forever.
Wasn't Eric saying something about how like he originally saw it when it was supposed to be a GameCube title?
yeah. It was supposed to be a GameCube.
Bullshit,
game.
really?
Yeah,
That's what he-
because
It was
Alien,
supposed to come out before Alien Hominid.
No.
Alien Hominid was a GameCube game.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out after.
I'll sit in this puddle of wrong. But I was a Newgrounds fan. I'm pretty sure there was no Castle Crashers is not that old.
What I want to know is where's
Well,
the
I would
Dad
also-
and Me console game?
What?
I said
Dad and Me.
Dad and Me. Where's the console game for that?
Dad Me? Oh, Dad Me is fantastic. Where
Yeah.
all your
Yeah, you want to play an awesome brawler by these guys? Go play that. Beat the shit out of a bunch of kids on the playground. It's like Jason Voorhees' son.
and that's money on the table that I guess shows you what the porting process is like for everything. Because if they can't bring a Flash game and easily stick it on XBLA, then it must be harder work than we all think.
Speaking of hard things to get on XBLA, number
Oh, that is a
Number-
good segue.
3 is Braid, not Blade, Chris.
Not the Japanese Blade movie.
Jesus.
It is Braid.
Hey, you owe us a sound effect there. Come on.
I told you I retired the gong sound effect.
Oh.
I did because
How can we be racist without it?
because I didn't realize I was being racist until people started emulating the gong noise visually. And then
Yeah.
it was just people with huge teeth and
That's when you realize, God, out of context, the line between making fun of
Yeah.
racism and being blatantly racist is pretty thin.
I love I love our racism. I think there's a difference. TalkRadar is not in a position to oppress anybody of any culture. I think that's real racist.
Well, and because we know we're kidding.
we know no, I really do.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's why they're not on the podcast.
I know I'm kidding.
I hate Samoans and the Irish and
What about the Spanians?
those
I'm going
filthy
to break
wops.
this across your head.
Look, the wops are way worse. You know, grease back. Fuck.
How did we get here? What happened?
He's just got so
I
much.
asked for a gong sound effect innocently.
We were talking about Braid.
Braid.
There it was.
What?
It was there the whole time. I missed the gong sound. What accent am I doing? Please talk about the top 7.
Well, I was gonna say that Braid is shit don't stink personified and super pretentious. I don't like it.
Really?
I don't know. It hurts.
It seemed slightly personal.
Sounds like you did.
And I know it's been adopted by like the same sect of people who write about games who feel the need to justify their immaturity with highly overly analytical perceptions of Braid, which have fucking annoyed me.
Well, one of the things I wrote in the article is like it's intentionally vague, and the ending is ambiguous, such that you're free to plug in anything you want. It can mean something bigger. It can just be a dude with a tie running around, or it could be this deeply spiritual moment of, this represents his big battle with girlfriend that dumped him, and I can't just play a game. I gotta have a reason, man.
I really love those books the stories that you got to read in between.
I
The
just
lack of
interpreted the ending
consequence
as you're a stalker with deep mental problems.
Playing that game hurt my brain. Like after on the 3rd level, I was like,
I hate to break this to you. Your brain does not have nerve endings.
I like to imagine it does.
That's just science.
Oh my goodness.
Science. But yeah, Braid. I haven't played it, but I've watched Carolyn play through the entire game, so I've seen every level in it. It's a pretty game.
I have as well.
I will say,
I got
pretty.
it, and I had been up for like 3 days working, and then I got it, and I played through the whole game almost into the shadow level. I think that's the 4th or 5th out of.
Yeah, that sounds right. Sure.
Oh, and the soundtrack is awesome too.
Soundtrack is very good.
Yeah, I like the music, and it's just one of those games where
I'm playing it now.
I don't know if it comes across as much, like, because when I see it widescreen HD, I'm like kind of floored by how rich it looks, and it just all over again makes me think, why doesn't Sega make a 2D Sonic? Go that route, do the Super Turbo route, or do the Bionic Commando Rearmed route, or do the Braid route. There's all kinds of.
It's coming. They'll do it now. They didn't have the minds to think of it at that point. They're going to do that in addition to their awful Sword Sonic and Werewolf Sonic, which someone pointed out to me. Were means fucking human, so is the human hog. And
Sega needed Capcom to think of it first for them, so then they could do it.
That's a good segue, because number 3 is from Sega.
Runner up.
Number 2 is from Sega.
Hold on.
Runner-up is Pixel Junk Eden. That's not from Sega.
I know. Why did you say speaking of which?
Well, because I was going to segue directly into it, but Michael forced me into mentioning Pixel Junk Eden as a runner-up to Braid's number 3 play.
How did he do that? I said Pixel Junk Eden looked beautiful.
I mean, right now, he just told me.
Okay.
No, it is. I'd never even seen that game in motion, but then you mentioned it. I watched it being played, and I like how everything grows out of itself, and just very stark colors. It's like bright pink on black.
I know things are just waving and scrolling, and Fallen is scrolling by, but it all feels a part of the music, and I know that's not true.
Yeah,
I know it's just in my own head, but the fact that I perceive that cohesion, I guess, should mean they did a good job with the design.
If you have a PS3 and take it online, which according to master surveyors you don't have either, play it.
What?
Well, because everyone who takes surveys now, did you know that 75% don't play online games or take their consoles online in any way?
I believe that they asked about that in OXM, and they said politely they don't keep accurate lists of who's playing online, who's playing what game online, because it only hurt you. Because I know I played Burnout like a year after it came out online. There's a total of 4 people online.
Yeah.
6 months after Beautiful Katamari came out,
yeah.
I jump online. And I look, and I'm creating these custom matches just to see who I can see was one. There's one guy online, and I'm trying to play him, and he keeps kicking me out of the room. Yes, the one guy on Beautiful Katamari would not play me, so I could not get those really simple achievements which exist.
I saw that one. I was trying to get that achievement too.
So like I said, Stranglehold. Stranglehold at any given time has 6 to 12 people playing.
Really?
Yeah, it's not good.
I was playing Dark Sector online, like, well after it came out. I was very surprised to see people...
It wasn't well after. I mean, like, you gotta understand the gamer's lifespan.
Right.
With the game. I think Halo survived as long as it did because it was the best game to get to go online.
Yeah, well, also back in Xbox One days, Xbox Live was the best way to get online, period.
Yeah.
PS2 was so slapdash and...
Because the Tetris Worlds that came with my thing, there were fucking millions of people on there. I was always playing with people. I had sex while playing Tetris Worlds online.
Wow.
To the entertainment, at the request of the other people. I made lots of friends in Tetris Worlds.
So how did that work? What if both your hands are playing the game?
Me and the girlfriend would switch the mic back and forth, so we were talking like the same group of people.
Oh, a headset.
Every other match, switching a headset.
Okay.
And
so who's playing the game? I'm confused.
I think she was, because I did not want to be heard. Oh! Oh! Like, my sex noises are terrible.
But she did?
Oh!
Or was she that bored by the whole thing?
Oh no, she wasn't bored, Michael. My dick is nicknamed Thrillville.
That implies that it has something living in it.
That's right. Crab people.
Not just crabs.
Crab people. Yeah, they have feelings.
Number 2.
But it's more like a ghost town these days. Ew.
Look at that, Henry. Have made me sad enough to play a Mario noise.
Number 2 is Valkyria Chronicles, which we just talked about last week. I don't want to spend a lot of time.
That's the thing. I'm like tired of talking about a lot of these games.
Yeah, Valkyria Chronicles is the game of the Okami of the year where we're gonna say, "Wow, it's really pretty. It's really good. Everybody go play it." There's hardly anything that looks like that. We're
gonna say you should
and
play
nobody
it.
will.
Like we didn't want to. We wanted to play what comes out this week, Ski and Shoot, because that will be at the top of the Amazon list next week.
Yeah, it's again. I've just started it, so I haven't gone through a lot of it. But what I saw immediately just took me by surprise, and I love seeing it in motion. It's a gorgeous game.
I love how it when you die or when you start like a level, it goes like a hand-drawn image of just like pencil sketches on paper, and then it just starts filling out with watercolors.
Yeah, it draws the level in. It's really neat. There's really nothing else. Really nothing else to say. The runner-up is Tales of Vesperia, which was recommended to me, and I thought it was pretty, but I was never like, holy shit, which is why it gets the runner-up. It's also 360 exclusive, whereas...
I thought that game was as good as it should have looked on the 360. Nothing against it. I mean, I'm not. It's not a game for me.
No, and I like the Tales series. I was just kind of expecting I have a big problem with games, as I'll get to number one, which is...
There we go.
Number one is Prince of Persia.
Oh, that game.
The new one. Which one of the reasons, and I want to make this very
that we took a lot of money from Ubisoft.
Oh man, they drove a dump truck of money to my house, and I ate all of it.
Yeah, if you took any money from Ubisoft, I'm really disappointed. I haven't played a copy of the game yet. No, you think that'd be the you know?
I had to go fucking buy mine at GameStop. I paid $60 for that. But no, one of the reasons it made number one, because before I decided to put it number one, I was like, I gotta buy it, I gotta take it home, I gotta make sure, because everything else was just hearsay. Eric, our executive editor, who was on podcast number 8, kept saying, "Oh man, it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, it's maybe the prettiest game I've seen ever," and I was like, well, I need to make sure of that before I crank it up to number one, because it was going to be Valkyria Chronicles. Mm-hmm. And then I played it, and not only is an adventure game to me like the scope of it on par with the Zelda game, and I do not say that lightly, having 3 fucking Zelda tattoos, and take that shit very seriously. It may be the prettiest game fucking ever in my eyes. The grass and trees and shit are animated and flow in the breeze. Like I hate...
Really, they don't just sit there.
Yeah, that's the thing. When I was getting to
not even 2D, just like they don't exist from a certain plane
like
when you
They
walk
sort
around.
of like, depending on where you stand, they just sort of rotate to follow you.
They follow you, which is the N64's oldest trick in the book. And Doom. Oh, 2D sprites. What if I try to walk around and see the zombies? Oh no, his head's always facing me.
Do-si-dos with you the whole time.
I'm glad the zombies... The better the graphics get, the more lifelike they can make an environment look. But until they animate it properly and it behaves like a real world, it looks weird. Even running through Call of Duty 4, which I thought was on the whole a very cool looking game.
Yeah.
I hated ducking in the grass and noticing nothing's moving. The trees aren't moving. The grass isn't.
Some of the grass just disappears.
Yeah, and I'm like, this looks like shit when you actually stop and take a second. Which, granted, Call of Duty, you don't stop enough to really notice that. But I did, so I'm sure other people did.
Here we are in this.
Here we are in the full circle argument. I have no end out of. But Prince of Persia
now that people
does.
see it, they can't unsee it.
But Prince of Persia does. Like whenever you heal an area, in a very Okami way, it takes a place that was corrupted and dark and dank, and now goes woo green and flowers and bugs and bird calls and all this shit. And it's
bugs came before birds.
Whatever, man. There's like butterflies fluttering around the grass, and it looks amazing. It's one of the prettiest games I've ever seen. That's why it's at the top of the list. I know you guys, some people have an attachment to the Sands of Time trilogy. I do not.
But it was not. It's definitely not for the visual. And it's not that they're bad. It's just that.
No, I know.
is.
I know. The thing is, the gameplay of I've not played any of those, as I mentioned in one of the questions of the week. I was a fan of the original Prince of Persia way back. The one that Gersman was talking about, the original
2D one.
It's not about that. It's about Sands of Time. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know, but the thing is, they ran that shit into the ground real fast. So
Yeah.
Was it 3 games?
yes. No, like Warrior Within ruined it, and then Two Thrones was like, let's do half and half. Why not, man?
And they've annualized it too. They're just like, once a year, why not? You know, I have a huge attachment to Sands of Time, and Warrior Within was a knife in my heart. Like I bought it, I bought it day one, and I played for 2 hours straight. I was like, oh, why Disturbed album cover? Why?
So you turned it off, and then you stand alone.
Right.
I've played and loved every single game in the series except for the third one.
The third one?
Prince of Persia 3D.
Oh, for Dreamcast.
Oh, good Christ.
Yeah, it was Prince of Persia 1, Prince of Persia 2, Prince of Persia 3D, then the Sands of Time trilogy, and now the new one. So it
is weird. Anything that adopted the the 3D suffix is dead to all of us as gamers.
Yeah. Well, I've been playing the new one, and I think Sands of Time has it all over the new one in terms of story and characters, but in terms of just the platforming, the fighting, the visuals, it's all just fucking incredible. I have nothing to complain about there.
Really?
Yeah.
So far, I mean, I can't say anything about the Sands of Time story and characters, but I like the characters so far. There's only 2, really. the Prince and Elika.
Well,
But I like-
they're okay. They're not as interesting as like Prince and Ferret. But
well, the thing is, you're familiar with them. I'm wondering
Yeah.
if through the course of the game, enough stuff happens where this guy's. I haven't gone all the way through it. So
Do you
I don't
think
know.
and here's another thing. I don't think Ubisoft's going to have the restraint to end this with a trilogy.
What do you mean?
They ended the last Prince of Persia needs an overhaul. I'm like, does it? I mean, you just take him somewhere else.
Well, I'm sure they had diminishing returns on that. I'm sure Sands of Time didn't. Well, we know Sands of Time eventually caught up with itself.
Eventually caught up, and I thought Two Thrones was
Warrior Within did really well because it was all off of the hype train of that, and then Two Thrones, I'm sure, kind of was like, all right, but the reviews.
not even when they did Rival Swords on the Wii.
Ugh.
That's instant money.
I know it is.
Or putting your game in a white box. It's like printing cash.
Well, first putting it on the PSP, then in a white box.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that rash of PSP games where it's like,
Yeah.
all just.
I would be. I'll be very interested to see how Ubisoft handles this because they don't. I don't seem to be cranking them out like they used to.
And I wanted to say, like, I do not, as I said, I do not give this game number 1 lightly because, as a whole, I don't like Ubisoft. I don't. Not one of their games or series appeals to me at all. I don't.
Sean White.
I don't care about
bitch.
Sean White. I don't care about.
Assassin's Creed.
I don't care about Tom Clancy. I didn't care about those Prince of Persia games. Assassin's Creed, I was like, I don't.
Beyond Good and Evil.
Didn't play it, as you might
Really?
expect.
Raymond?
Got over it when I was 15.
Everybody loves Rayman. Hey, I got a strap line. We're gonna write this down.
Take that shit to a magazine, son.
Next time you do a Rayman preview, we should do that.
Rayman has his own Jeffersons. He's not
Yeah.
big enough now.
Yes, now that the rabbits have taken it away from him. But
All right, we have to get to break.
But
we were
the
not
new
so-
Prince, but real quick, the new Prince
Go
of
ahead.
Persia completely appealed to me in every way. So in that case, I do salute Ubisoft for taking a franchise and just rebuilding it completely. I really like it.
Oh, well, stay right there. We got a bunch of news, crap, new releases. But hey, guess what? What's
We got news stories, new releases, which are dismal.
well, we have
Persona 4.
we have tons. We have a lot of stuff on Persona 4. Maybe to give away. That's all I'm saying.
And we have a big community segment as well.
Big community segment. We have a lot of news,
And I think we have an audio joke I want to play.
Listen to the next intro for the least annoying thing you've ever heard.
The iTunes reviews are in.
Twishart says,
A wonderfully pungent gaming cluster shard.
Kyrian BC says,
Spawned from the heavens, absolute brilliance on so many levels.
Melzul says,
Pants crappingly hilarious. And Game Dad says,
The constant belching and F-bombs make the podcast feel immature.
Get over here!
TalkRadar for the win.
Hey kids! Tired of that boring old oatmeal?
Yeah.
Want breakfast that will send you into diabetic shock?
Yeah!
Then you need Grains of War!
If you kids are going to fight locusts, you need to put some meat on them bones.
Cold Train!
Grains of War is the nutritious new breakfast cereal you kids need to get big and strong like the Cold Train, baby. Woo!
Contains 3,000% of your daily dose of RDC Yellow number 2!
Now with marshmallows, purple blue max, blue lancers, yellow torture barges, and red entrails.
I like the red entrails the best.
Fun activities on the back of every
I'm
box!
coloring a picture of 2 blood mounts fighting over a corpse.
Grains of War, full of vitamins and nutrition.
Grains of War is made from whole wheat, powdered bullet casings, and slaughterhouse runoff.
I don't feel so good.
Free prizes!
I got a syringe of anabolic steroids. I got a live hand grenade.
Grains of War will curb stomp that appetite.
Yeah!
Wow! roll! Cold chain dance, come on!
Part of a balanced breakfast. FDA approval pending.
Oh, a locust! No! The train's on the run, baby! The train's on the roll!
Second segment is upon thee. Yes.
Have at thee.
Who wants to get some new releases out of the way, because it is a rim trickle right now. And again, I'll just go out and say this. I go by what GameSpot has listed on the new releases. That's the first Google search, and I try and get this done quickly. Sonic Unleashed on the PS3. This is a GamesRadar. Don't buy Sonic Unleashed on the PS3.
And I think by its delay, it was worth the wait, though.
Yes, they probably made all the Werehog stuff worth playing.
Or just go away. That would be fine, too.
Thank you.
It needed that 2 weeks of polish.
Tales of Despero. Oh my god, I love a good animated movie tie-in. Because the achievements are very easy.
Despero.
What did I say?
Despero.
Oh, Despero.
Who was a DC villain.
Yeah, one of my favorite DC villains. He's awesome.
Yes, Despero, cower in front of the Monarch. Look what I'm doing.
Basically,
that's probably his voice too, honestly. If anything, Monarch's based on Despero, if we have to pick something. Yeah, that game looks like crap.
And I mentioned Ski and Shoot, which it makes my blood boil just looking at the box, and I know everybody's going to buy it. Because it has everything that does best on Wii, shooting things that don't exist, and skiing. Where is the Nintendo's own slalom? I really think that...
And ironically enough, it is the machine that destroys imagination anyway, so maybe the next game could be an FPS where you just shoot ideas away. No. None of those ideas here.
That's what it should be. It should be a game where you just shoot PS3 and Xbox games that I want to play.
Pew, pew. But it should look hideous, too, while you do it.
Bioshock, kapow!
We don't need your actual game.
And I will just say this, what I already did, Tales of Despero.
Tales of Destro.
Tales of Destro, and just to give it out of the way, no one say anything about it. Build a Lot.
Oh, Christ.
For the Nintendo DS. But probably the second biggest release this week. Actually, I played Power Up Forever, which is a total Geometry Wars ripoff, but it's a little interesting. Download the demo. I'm sure you guys, if you like Geometry Wars at all, it's weird Abadoxy shooter that apparently can go on forever.
Oh, Abadox. Lots of people are going to get that reference.
Oh, yeah. Are you man enough to battle in the belly of the beast, etc.?
Holy shit!
Look at him go.
That's amazing.
Wiki Parez on a rampage.
Nice.
Fucking, PlayStation Home, they're dropping this on our ass. What?
Real quick aside, this is really quick. In January, I did a What Game Names Really Mean article, and there was a page of shooter names like Gradius, Ikaruga, R-Type. I wanted to know what Abadox meant, and it was published by Natsume. So I was actually like, well, I know the guy at Natsume. I'll ask, hey, is anyone there still around from the 1980s that might know a guy who can ask some guy in Japan maybe what Abadox meant? And he's like, no.
Damn it, there's no ending?
He's like, no, what's the 80s?
That's as far as I got. What, Harvest Moon?
What did Einhander mean?
Einhander is one-handed in German.
One hand.
Einhander.
Have 3 weapons. You know what? I don't care.
It has. It's for the arm that comes out. It's a one-handed arm.
Good point. Don't care, even though it had multiple weapons and multiple arms.
Halt! Hammerzite.
Hammerzite. But PlayStation Home, they'd really dropped this on everybody.
Which I think illustrates the point of how much it sucks.
It doesn't suck, but that's the thing. I did that avatar feature. Wow, all the PlayStation Home avatars suck, but I mean that's not really the point of Home.
What's
the point of Home is not to create a cute avatar.
The point of Home is to shop for new clothes and make Sony money.
I'm coming back to that, but I mean
it's
the point
so Sony though. It
is to create an interactive. It does because
it's so sterile and European.
If you look at the Avatar article, you're really only allotted 6 shirts of unchangeable color, I couldn't make a decent Mario. The males don't get to wear red. And yeah, and then when I'm like, oh, they released a new clothes at the store. Yeah, let me go get these. Download. It goes to the same PlayStation store I got my awful HD movie that deleted itself. It's gone to this. It didn't cost anything yet, but there's no other reason for it to go to the PlayStation Store if they didn't fully intend to utilize it to microtransact your ass into oblivion.
The real point of it is to walk around and see ads for things.
See ads.
It's just so. Yeah. It's like we don't get the audience. We're completely disconnected from what an online experience should be. It's practically an MMO with no.
Anyway,
Sony doesn't get it, in my opinion. I don't know. I look at it and I'm just that looks really, really sterile and boring.
Again, I understand what they were trying to do, but it's like they really did make it so you're not sprinting around like a warrior to go from place to place. You're actually walking, which I guess is realistic and totally not up my alley.
Yeah.
I'd rather just see achievements. I don't want to walk in anybody's room with trophies.
Yeah, it's like, you know what's faster? Browsing a list in live.
Yeah. Because, I mean, essentially the reason why I want to be there could be accessed way faster if there wasn't an overworld.
Yeah. And they just spent all this time and effort developing an overworld.
I say we'll see. I think they're forcing themselves into some weird, like, what are they calling it? A public beta right now? An open beta?
Well,
that's what Friday's release is going to be. It's not the technical home how it is.
But yeah, once they release a beta, they've released it. Like it'll just only improve. They're not going to take it away.
There's nothing wrong with it. It works exactly like it should. I can't see myself using it that much.
It's wrong that it is.
Well put.
That's why Henry is here. The biggest release this week is what?
That would be Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4.
All right, that wasn't necessary. But yeah, Persona 4, which Persona 4 is a big fan base, right?
A loyal fan base.
A loyal fan base.
And a vocal one.
We're going to have a contest apparently going up tomorrow to create your own persona. Some demonic alter ego.
Yeah. It's really...
Which I think Eric wrote lives within your mind and also your flat screen TV. But we're going to be giving away 2 Teddy plushies, 2 Japanese Persona 4 art books, 2 North American art books, 2 copies of Persona 4, 2 Persona 4 2009 calendars, and 2 charcoal Persona 4 t-shirts.
Wow.
Extra large or gamer size.
Those are all great. You especially want the Teddy plush, because I love Teddy. He's super lame in
Who
the
is
game.
Teddy?
He is a lame teddy bear guy that lives in...
Like an AI?
No, he kind of just tells you about the other world inside the television, and he tells a bunch of lame jokes, and he's a total sycophant. And you think he's just kind of just this cutesy thing, and then they take his head off, and he is empty inside, like he has nothing inside of him.
So he doesn't say tell you how you're going to break when you eat too much spinach?
Nah, I don't know.
Michael almost laughed at my AI joke.
Oh, I get it now. I get it now.
Hold on, I'll tell it again. So he doesn't. He doesn't.
You see, most of us haven't actually seen that film since it was considered interesting.
Go watch AI again. That's why I'm going to try it again. So he doesn't tell you you're going to break when you had too much spinach.
And he has a secret compartment to hold hair for 3,000 years.
Oh, so how's Persona 4?
I'm gonna ruin myself. This podcast.
Oh, it's a great time. It's it's like a dungeon crawler, but then you also date people. It's a dating sim as well, and you go to school for a full year, like you do day to day. You do whether if you want to learn things, you buy a book.
So why is this fun?
Oh, well, it's...
like, I know about Persona, and I love the art style, but I only watched one friend play through the first Persona, and it was the most torturous experience of that year.
Well, yeah, if you're going to watch it. I can't imagine something...
But, I can watch a lot of people play a lot of different games.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of games.
And that game was just like, this is fuck off boring.
Well,
but I appreciate the art and stuff, so I wish I could get into it.
Well, no, Persona 4, looks great. It really, introduces you to this whole world of the town of Inaba and a really interesting situation, and also I just like the kind of psycho analytical idea of the persona. It's this part of yourself that you hate, but it is you, but you don't want to accept it, and by not accepting it, it gains power, and then you have to beat it and own it, and then you can use it to cast spells and shit. But
see, Elston, huh?
Oh,
Elston doesn't have a part of himself he doesn't like.
and it also
kind of true.
and it also has like awesome anime cutscenes. It's like super Japanesey.
I will say, the
like
art
that.
books are amazing. Like some of the stuff Eric showed me.
Yeah, the art styles. I love the direction and all the art I see come out of it. I love it. But
Cool prizes. So go to GamesRadar.com and see. We'll have that up by Friday to see exactly how you can win all this stuff.
including 2 copies of the game in question.
2 copies of the game, which I'm going to go for this. Really, I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to take a copy of the game away from you. News. Elson, you had some news.
I had 2 pieces of news. One is that Satoru Iwata, not worth a gum.
I'm not doing it. Who, Brett?
Satoru Iwata. God damn it!
Satoru Iwata believe in connectivity.
Wow.
That's all I think of with him is connectivity.
Yeah, news this week. Satoru Iwata. Okay, we're just watching, making sure.
All right.
News. See how I didn't do a gong noise?
Yes. Claims the NPD numbers, I guess, still aren't out, right?
I think they came out on the 11th.
So we don't have them now. But anyway, Iwata claimed that 800,000 Wiis were sold just the week of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Oh my god, damn it. That is so... What? Who's buying them? Stop it! Somebody stop it! God.
800,000 people?
Not gonna get a new Zelda game that's worth playing or looking at until this stops. And
it never will.
All right. Okay. Interesting thing. Last week I went to the launch party and book signing for Rogue Leaders, which is by PTOM editor Rob Smith, who plugged his book.
I was there
a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. You went too.
Michael doesn't remember me.
You didn't have to bring a fucking Wii along.
Oh yeah, that's
right. As that was requested, and so
I was too busy talking to Tim Schafer.
Yeah. Oh. Fuck you. I got to spend half an hour trying to get the thing set up because apparently nobody but me knew what a component cable was.
Yes, I saw.
And but then once it was set up, I happily left the room and just people kept streaming in there constantly to play fucking Clone Wars lightsaber duels, which is by all reports a terrible game. And I tried it out. I could barely figure out what the hell I was supposed to do. And even once I did, it wasn't very fun. But yeah, people were loving it. They're just standing there waving their arms around like, oh, I get to look like an idiot. Oh, this is so
And they were doing it forever. And they were all, because there were tons of people at that party from the gaming community that I recognized from all the people in the room I'd never seen before. Yeah. And we're waving about.
That's right.
Oh, the Wii.
I imagine those are the 800,000 people who are buying the Wii.
I guess, because that...
We keep bitching about the Wii, and he was thinking about all the party games released over and over, and we're just... It's made us jazz fans living in a... What did he say?
In a pop music world.
In a pop music world.
That was pretty clever. We're becoming like the film people who only like, really good, prestigious films, and everyone else goes out to see fucking Torque.
Oh man, Twilight. Fuck.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna make this an enormous success.
That was a really depressing thought. I don't want to be the snooty jazz fan at the end of the bar. Well, you know where this song is sampled from. You're going to get a real kick out of this story. And then everybody hates me and just nods.
They'll be like, oh, Gears of War 6. Why don't you just sit drinking your Napa Valley wines? And...
My new game has darts in it. Does your game have darts in it?
Who would want to play Gears of War 6? Oh, Lucifer's beard. Oh, Jupiter's thunder. Oh,
Jupiter's thunder. The other piece of news.
I'm drinking Budweiser and playing party game.
Which one of you pencil necks wants to best me at Horseshoes 9000?
Hey man, I'm over here playing Party Babies. I can't get this little fucker to sleep.
Now put down the melon camp. I got nothing.
Put down the melon
camp simulator.
Halo 4, you fucking liberal elitist.
That's going to be the big middle American game. A motion-controlled biopic of John Mellencamp.
Mellencamp Hero?
On the Wii.
Guitar Hero Mellencamp. That's coming. Don't think it's not coming.
You just have to keep the remote waggling in order to keep the movie playing.
Especially every time, just to play Jack and Diane.
Every time he
One
levels,
swish.
Jack, every time he levels up, he starts as John Cougar, and then he levels up, and he's John Cougar Mellencamp.
John Cougar Panther Mellencamp. And then he can't.
So
John
the other
Cougar Panther Tiger Mellencamp.
John Cougar
the
Panther
other
Ocelot.
piece of news, which will only make that 800,000 soar even higher. This just came out today that Dragon Quest X was confirmed to be on Wii.
Only?
They didn't say exclusive.
Oh, they're always
Dragon Quest
exclusive.
not even-
Dragon-
But of course, every Dragon Quest is only on the system it's on. It's only on one system, and 9 is only on DS, and Wii I imagine is only.
Yeah, but I didn't really know that. No.
And that's like that. It's just like completely condemning 360 to complete.
If they make
that.
another Dragon Warrior game, I would play that.
Well, that didn't.
I'm a dork. Sorry.
That didn't surprise me so much because, like, you look at the history of Dragon Quest games, they're always on the most popular system. Like,
Right.
Enix always waited to see what was the most popular, and then it would put it out on it.
Yeah.
But what does surprise me is they announced it before 9 even came out.
Yeah,
like,
9 hasn't come out, so the fact they're announcing 10 when 9 isn't even out, how long is that going to take before that even comes out? Like, that's so far out. Like, that seems really strange to. That seems really strange to call out success already. Like we won completely already, which I mean the numbers speak for themselves. It is extremely successful, so it makes sense. It makes financial sense. It's just like.
Well, now I think
now it's like now I have to wonder: will it look as good as the PS2 Dragon Quest VIII from 2005? Which is a very pretty game. If it looks at least that good, I'll be happy. I will.
I'm depressed because I just got here to the games industry, and then
2 years ago?
2 years ago, I feel like I just got here, man.
I've only been here 3.
I know, but it and then we read that story about EA, who we've always said we keep applauding EA.
Yeah.
And what did you say they're gonna lay off 6% of their workforce?
I think they already did that. They laid off 6%, but there's more coming.
There's more coming,
and that their stock took a huge hit this week. It dropped from
like they're experiencing a $310 million projected net. You know what? Fuck that. I'm not going to talk about economics like that. EA claims to be doing pretty bad.
Well, it's their fault for trying new things or new ideas.
Yeah, not new things, but like they said the drop is what they projected to make. And remember we talked about they projected to sell 3 million copies of Mirror's Edge in the first week, which Gears of War just got to, and it's Gears of War 2.
Yeah.
And not Mirror's Edge.
That had to be made by some guy who's like, I don't know, how many's 3 million? That sound good? Like, the guy knew nothing.
I know that's exactly how it is. I know the people at the top do not own a console. If they do, it's only for when guest comes over and it's white and has wands. That's what, honestly, I thought, is that how EA came to this conclusion? Because they could still keep cranking out crap for the Wii.
Yeah.
And play around with the other systems.
Well, I like to imagine that John Riccatello's in his office, like seeing all his crumpled up things for, like, you know, to get Dead Space instead of signing.
Where's
up
my Catwoman sequel?
Yeah.
Chop.
Or the Wanted game. He's like, I could have had the Wanted game. Dark Knight could have come out.
We could have had a Quidditch Cup every year. Why isn't anybody listening?
But I foolishly chose Mirror's Edge and Dead Space. What a fucking idiot I am.
And Spore and Boom Blocks. Like, God forbid they actually tried new things, and it's hard to say like if that's all equally to blame, because they did put out Madden, they did put out Need for Speed, they did put out this and that and whatever. It's not like they
Facebreaker KO Party.
Yeah.
That at least was a new thing.
They were ashamed of Need for Speed. I know we've seen that before. The games the publishers aren't necessarily proud of.
Need for Speed seems.
But Need for Speed, I felt, came out with a whimper. Did any of you guys see a commercial for the game on TV?
To me, it's that same crowd as Madden. It's just like a built-in audience every year is going to buy the new Need for Speed.
That could be true. And just let's squeeze one out before Gran Turismo gets here, because no one's going to look at us.
But I was also going to say, like, how you look at Activision has now surged ahead of them while being old EA with just shit, like constant shit, and they're number one.
But I couldn't believe when they came to whatever conclusion they did last year that, yeah, we're just going to try a bunch of new IPs. We made a lot of capital, and they failed. And the people are losing their jobs.
Because they did the right decision, and it was wrong.
It feels really depressed. And you know who's to blame, as it turns out? You, the people listening. Not the listeners, the people who should be listening and aren't.
Yes.
Wow. They are the big fat jerks. If you see one of them, kick them in the nuts.
Yep. And if they don't have nuts,
kick them the labia. I don't care. Find it.
I'd prefer if you grafted nuts onto them and then kicked them.
But I mean, well, I'm part of the problem. I didn't buy Dead Space or Mirror's Edge, so I mean, I liked Dead Space.
I didn't either. But
I bought Dead Space.
I bought Dead Space.
And my Mirror's Edge was part of the guide I had to write.
To be fair, Henry, they get paid way more than us.
Well, I put them on a Christmas list, so if you're listening,
I asked Santa for them. Not my parents. I literally sent a letter to Santa.
Oh, yeah.
You motherfucker. If you do not...
If you're listening, Mom, Dead Space.
I've been a fleet good boy. I deserve... Couldn't think of a worse word. Fine. You know what else I have? I had game commercials from around the world.
Yes.
I love trying to understand our Japanese friends. I'd like us to try and guess which game this commercial is for. Who's ready? Hands up. That's everybody, except for Henry.
Let's imagine I put it up.
Okay, here we go.
お前昨日まで男だったろ？いや、ずっと女よ。てめえ舐めてんじゃねえぞ。舐めてなんかないわよ。
Alright, these are really minimalist, crudely drawn commercials. And like at the same time, the person who's screaming, their faces are changing into different people. Then the beatings happen.
I think that's the guy who voices the Japanese Homer Simpson, actually.
Really?
It sounds almost exactly like him, yeah.
Oh, they all sound the same to me. But maybe God damn it, you have to laugh at racism or else it's not funny. And then the next one, maybe this will help you out, because this is Japanese people clearly doing an impression of Americans.
やんのか、こら。ディスってんじゃねえぞ、めん。めんじゃねえよ、この野郎。めん。
Wow.
What do you think? What do you think this is? It's a new game. We all just got it around this fall.
I was gonna say Grand Theft Auto.
Close. Listen again to this segment.
ディスってんじゃねえぞ、めん。めんじゃねえよ、この野郎。めん。
Man. No, here, maybe this will help you out. You already guessed it, Michael.
Seriously?
Yes. On the Nintendo DS.
Did you have another one?
I like how the white guy's tattoo says man in katakana is Japanese.
It's Saints Row 2. Let's see if we can cue that up. Saints Row 2. And I was watching that, and I haven't been to Japan. I know you both have. Advertising is even more prevalent.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, the Tokyo's flooded with ads. There's ads on like the bottom of the screen during TV shows.
I didn't watch a lot of TV there. I watched the news, which is fun.
It's just that there was.
But I did notice, like, even the subway.
There are a group of Japanese madmen designing this, and someone saw that commercial. It really is visual. Embed it in the page. We'll put it up on the forums. Do a Google search for it, and just there's probably a Japanese guy who saw that commercial, didn't know about Saints Row 2, and was like, yeah, I think I like that.
Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna check this out.
Yeah, I think
GTA is not that big. Do you think? I would love to know actually what if this is true, because Saints Row is so much goofier. If it sells better in Japan than GTA, because I know GTA is kind of a take it or leave it kind of thing over there.
Well, I heard GTA 4 actually did really, really well in Japan, which is unusual to say the least.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Speaking of doing very well.
Yeah, I know that as a gaijin, I say man all the time. So.
Man.
I think the ad is pretty accurate, actually.
That should go in your file of forever sound effects.
Forever. All right. New sound effect. Henry Gilbert said so. If you want to find Henry Gilbert, we have a new, what do we call this? Interface.
Community update.
going up at Games Radar. It just went up like right now as we speak, and we're all kind of
Yeah,
fascinated.
it's Wednesday. We're just now watching it slowly go live. It seems to all be live. Tyler Wilde. Sorry, I bring him up.
All right.
I had to. We got to get him on sometime. You guys got to face this.
Whatever.
We need to clear the air in the office.
I want to keep going with podcasts.
All right. We just he wrote a story, like kind of detailing it. I'll link to it in the article. But yeah, we just posted. It makes GR a kind of a mini Facebook. You can have a friends list. You can have a games list. And as I'm right now online editing my games, I see Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. Add to my games. I click add to my games. I can track it as I want. I'm playing. I've beaten. Collecting dust, which was my idea. You can say I love, I hate, or if it's a game that's not out yet, you can track and get updates. You can about the game, blah blah blah. There's activity feeds, so like when you go to MySpace or Facebook, all your friends that says
you can see exactly what everyone's been doing.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean I know other sites have some of this stuff already, but we never did. And
I don't think game sites. This is pretty weird for a game site.
I know 1UP used to be good about it. I stopped going because they don't have a very robust list of classic games, NES and SNES, and half of them were spelled wrong, and to me that's like slapping my king mother. I don't like that at all. And
I apologize for my many features.
I say that, and of course we do not have the NES and SNES games either.
Yeah.
But I'm actually actively trying to get a lot of them added. But no, it's a really cool update. We already added comments. It's the same profile you use to do comments. You don't have to make a new login or anything else.
Doesn't matter if you want it or not. It's still going to be there.
Yeah,
you get it anyway.
You got it for free. So yeah, check that out. I love it. I'm feverishly adding games to my list just because it's fun. I like making lists of things. That's why I work here.
Yay!
And I want you guys to go ahead and comment on the TalkRadar page. So much. The first person to comment with Gears of War 2 with teeth and Fable 2 Rock Swords, I will contact and send a free soundtrack, courtesy of what was that? Something. Shit.
It was something.com. SUM.
It's courtesy of Something Distribution, SomethingElseMusic.com. They've given us a copy of the Gears of War 2 soundtrack and Fable 2. That is their website yelling at me. Yeah, comment on the TalkRadar 31 podcast page. What did I say? Gears of War 2 with teeth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fable 2 Rock Swords with 2 zeros. And I will PM you. With the new system.
Do they write it? Do they write both, or one person can write?
One per person.
The first person that types in those comments will get the soundtrack for free. Gratis,
That's right.
We call that.
Gracias. Yes, and we have a lot more stuff to talk about in the community segment. And I'm going to tell you a bunch of game deals you may not know about. But before we go into that, oh my goodness, Elston,
Yes.
What is this about? Wizards and Warriors.
I have been wanting to play this for a while now.
We've been pushing it back, and I seriously have not listened to it because I wanted to listen to it live.
Yeah, the idea. I have a lot of NES music, an inordinate amount of NES music that I listen to on a regular basis, and this is one of those songs that it's 2 minutes long, and it's from Wizards and Warriors 3, and I've always thought it sounded funny because it's really piddly and dumb. Like, it's what you think video game music sounds like. It's what everyone, even to this day, thinks video game music sounds like.
It's what like Alf was playing when you couldn't see the screen.
Despite the fact that Wizards and Warriors as a whole has some of the best music as a franchise on NES, like all three of those games, excellent
Apparently
sound.
not Thieves Guild.
Not Thieves Guild. Thieves Guild, which is what we're going to play. I just wanted to play it and have everyone experience as we go how the song refuses to end. And you can tell it's just dragging it out, like the composer was like, and a keyboard just one note at a time. Like he's just discovering how to play this keyboard. It starts off fine. It starts off like a normal song. That's not going to be that interesting. You probably start playing it now.
Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
Oh, yeah,
very NES.
Yeah. So, jogging around.
Huh? Slaying elves, I like it.
Slaying elves. Here it's a thieves guild, so you're testing your might as a thief. Are you suitable to be a thief? And that's kind of it. And then now it switches it up here. Oh, it loops. Sorry. Now it goes through the loop we just went through. I'll let it play here again. I'll quit talking.
No.
Hang on. Okay. Get ready to do the shit I'm talking about.
I quite like this so far.
Here we go.
Jesus.
Now wait, it gets so much worse.
It does sound like someone learning to play the video game
guitar.
guitar.
It gets even better.
Eyes wide shut.
They keep removing instruments. Like, no, tone it down. Tone it down. Here we go. Wait, it's still not to the.
This song is too crazy.
Here we go. This is where they're like, okay, just one sound, please.
Jesus.
Listen.
Alright, this is too good. We're gonna go into break playing the rest of this in full.
It's almost over, but that's
20 more seconds. People get that community segment and game deals. Peace.
I love the big screen, so fresh and so clean. It's all in my dreams. It makes me wanna scream. PSP, 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 PSP. Game so crazy, they totally amaze me. Gotta ask my mom for one. For shizzy. PSP, PSP, PSP. All I want for Christmas is my PSP. Wanna play when I'm walking down the street. All I want for Christmas is my PSP. Come on, mom and dad, get one for me. PSP, 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 PSP.
Oh, we know TalkRadar's awesome.
Why does everyone hate Battle Network? Because I do.
Saints Row 2 lets you totally shoot piss out of a car.
If you're listening and you were born in 1997, that is bad, and we hate you.
And to top off Michael Sentiment.
But we try not to get a big head about it.
I am the third revelation. I am the third revelation.
But we need your help to spread the word and keep the Carnival of Filth alive and on the air.
Would you kindly?
Do your friends at TDAR a huge favor and tell your friends about the show. Review us on iTunes.
That was totally wicked!
Hit us up on Dig. And hell, just keep listening.
Good, clean, wholesome fun.
I don't know. They pay me to do this.
In the ring, in the air, out of control! WWF WrestleMania from NES! 8-Man Mayhem! Did you see that? Hulkamania, brother! Choose from 6 superstars! Unbelievable combat! No holds barred, anything goes action! It's a slugfest! 2 wrestlers in the ring, brother! Kick from anywhere! Total chaos! Punch in 2 directions! Complete mayhem! Run at your opponent! Amazing! Spinorama! WWF WrestleMania for NES! I inject steroids into my balls, brother!
I'd buy that for $1.
Straight out of Orange County. It's
this is coming straight from Orange County. It's No Dibbit. No doubt, with a silent D. I did not want to play No Doubt, but it is coming to Rock Band this week, and Creative Assassin made us do it. Creative Assassin, one of our finest forum users.
This is true.
Is being the community segment. Yeah. Do you want me to go on my game deals? Who wants to hear about some kick-ass game deals?
Tell me about some game deals. In fact, let's start with what I just bought, shall we?
Take my advice, do as I say. Save a little money for a rainy day.
I love that. I love that the sound effect says "save a little money for a rainy day." Yet you're advocating going and spending money
for a rainy day. It's a figure of 40 speech. Beat your wife with a thumb.
Open hand is assault, not battery.
It's the 40s. Yeah, game deals this week. What were you going to say, Elson? Go ahead.
I just got on Amazon per your instructions, and I bought a Banjo-Kazooie cock and balls for $25.
Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts for $25.99. That's 99 cents over free shipping.
I also went ahead and, because it was $30, bought Boom Blocks for my nephew.
Really? That's $10 less than GameSpot has it last time I went there.
Exactly. Normally that game is $40-$50. So I mean, it was $33. So
old school kids have been on the fence. Eternal Sonata and Orange Box, around $15.99, brand new. Totally worth it, both of them. And this for collectors, because I think most collectors editions are stupid. Resistance Collector's Edition, Resistance 2, comes with a fucking action figure, an art book, and a Blu-ray making of DVD.
It's a pretty awesome action figure. I put a little 2-scale shoe in
that was you.
Mouth. Yeah.
That really made me laugh.
Of course it was me. It's sitting on my fucking desk.
It was on Eric's desk.
It's in the divider between my desk and Eric's.
Divider between you and Eric's desk. It's $59.99, which is the same price as the actual game. The game alone would cost you anywhere else with free shipping from Amazon.
Is the action figure of the incredibly interesting character Nathan Hale?
No, it's of the incredibly interesting Chimera foot soldier.
Okay.
That's right. It's pretty cool. And
it has, 3-4 points of articulation? I think it moves its head.
I have no idea, because it'll never move on my desk.
It moves its head, its pride, and its dignity.
And if you have a small plastic shoe, you can make him look like an adorable puppy by shoving it in his mouth.
And then Fallout Collector's Edition. Yay. I don't know if that's with the clock or not, but it's $60, $59.99 on Amazon.com. PS3 360.
The clock that broke.
Maybe that's why, because Fallout's not selling bad, and that's a pretty decent price. It's $20 less than you'll pay for the Collector's Edition anywhere else. So
wait, the Collector's Edition is how much?
Fallout 3.
Is how much?
$59.99. The same price as the single
regular game. How much was it with it? $100?
Usually they're 60. They're 79, something like that. 69, 79. 99 Taco Bell.
I was gonna say 59, 79, 99 Taco Bell.
And I did want to mention that GameFly also. All that stuff we mentioned last week still going on. They had Guitar Hero Aerosmith for $15.
Did you buy that? You were breaking down.
No, I'm really about to overdraw my bank account. I can't afford any of this. So if you'd like to send Chris Antista free games, that's Chris Antista, 4000 Shoreline Court. I'll shut up before anybody actually does it.
Well, I did get a birthday card. It was very nice.
From who?
I got it from Samael.
Samael. That's right. Forum user Samael. Send Brett in a birthday card, which means I better get 2 birthday cards on my birthday.
Which is?
Possibly featuring the game that comes out that week, Resident Evil 5.
Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it?
You would be the best forum users ever. Hopefully it'll be from Seth. I don't want anybody paying for a game but Seth Killian from Capcom.
I just saw on Kotaku they had a story that shit's going down at Circuit City. That
God, yeah,
really cheap there.
How cheap is really cheap?
Well, they had a picture of like brand new games
stuff,
30% off bin.
Damn.
We don't have one, but my friend in Tallahassee with the Circuit City that's going under. I just got Gears of War 2 and Left 4 Dead for $40. Please come to Circuit City right now. Sorry, that's incredible.
Circuit City won't be here next year, probably.
Is that both or each?
Both. Both. Because
I'll stop by there tomorrow.
Please do. And if you find a Gears of War 2 for $20, buy me one. I'll even allow you to charge a 10% markup.
I got myself one. My copy's still shrink wrapped.
Is it?
Yeah.
Bring it in, baby. Let someone borrow that.
Not if it's $20.
I need one so bad. I did not realize. I've been playing on borrowed time and games the whole But yeah, Ninja Gaiden 2 used GameFly for $16.99. Unbelievably good deal.
Yeah.
This site I've never heard of. BestSKU.com. I think they're an eBay retailer. But Mortal Kombat versus DC. And get ready.
The award-winning game?
Get ready. Prince of Persia.
Oh.
For $39.99.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. And that I'm pretty sure that's pre-shipping, tax, whatever. But $39.99 for MK versus DC and Prince of Persia. If you were curious about MK versus DC, I don't care what Gersman says, it'd be best if you paid $40 for it.
Yeah.
But Prince of Persia for $40, I would buy it if I had $40. I had to buy a plane ticket.
Yeah, plane ticket was not cool.
No, they were not cool this year at all.
No.
See, none of these deals are on their website on Circuit City. It's just all.
Go ahead. What do you see? And if it's not going to be valid by the time Friday hits,
Oh no, it's like the Destructoid story is you might want to check Circuit City again, and it's just a picture of Vid Games 30% off. It's like a sticker on it.
So apparently Vid Games and the floundering Circuit City 30% off, possibly. I know my friend bought a bunch of cheap shit there.
I saw also, if anyone's in the UK, I read a story about Woolworths is like liquidating all of its video
You
games.
guys still have Woolworths?
Yeah.
Stay out of Woolworths.
Apparently they're like, that's what happened around my area when Kmart decided it was going to go tits up.
I bought 3 Mario Paint mice for less than $1. No game.
Wow.
That was like I drove out of my way to go buy Mario Tennis.
Whatever. That was the deal segment.
Take my advice, do as I say. Save
Spend all your money anyway.
Hey! Oh, that song is wholesome.
It is. It's lovely.
Our use of it isn't,
You
however.
know, in that very cartoon, there's a lot of child smoking. Forcible child smoking.
So this week in the Games Radar, Talk Radar community. So yeah, this week was a big week, as we mentioned at the beginning of the podcast. iTunes tracks like the top
Big week.
Big week for the Talk Radar. It tracks the top 100 video games podcasts.
That was an accident.
It tracks the top 100 video game podcasts, and we were number 4 over the weekend.
Number 4. Not number 1.
Number 1.
But number 4. Number 4.
I think we're down to like 18 or 20 now because it's a list that updates very regularly, so it's going to fluctuate a lot. But hey, man, number 4 for a podcast that started 6 months ago.
Number 4. We are
out of 100.
We are the Quattro.
But as a result, we saw some new user reviews and a lot of new people sign up in the forums. First, the iTunes reviews as a result of the very good weekend we just had, and hope you all stay and keep listening to our free, lovely podcast.
Yeah. Good Christ.
We got a 5-star review from Clerk Boy Xbox Live, who says, "It's like trying crack for the first time. Can I get another hit? I've told 15 people about it just so they can laugh due to the economy."
What?
I think that due to the economy is maybe in the wrong spot in the sentence, but I think what he's saying is, hey, free entertainment is 2 hours.
I don't want to laugh at the economy.
No, that's the thing, is I think by putting that statement at the end, it makes it sound like you're laughing at the economy.
Yeah, my mom just got fired. That shit's not funny.
It's great. Oh, small town.
It's true. It's not like that joke I said on the comments about my dad dying.
Oh, did she really?
Which was funny. Oh yeah, my mom works with like retarded kids, and under Republican administration in times of recession, they're the first to get cut.
All right, another. That was the best one I had when I saw this podcast.
Don't say that, they're all great. You know what? But no more 4-star reviews. I'm putting a moratorium on 4-star reviews on our iTunes page. That one woman who commented.
There was a woman who says, "This is a great podcast. It's funny, irreverent, moderately informative, and rambling. Love it, but it's too long for me." That's what he said.
Look, ma'am, go fuck yourself and call me.
No, do not do that. He is kind of a jerk.
Not.
But she says, it's too long. It's 2 hours. Well, I suggest listen to half of it on Friday or Saturday. Maybe listen to half.
It's not like you're missing anything by missing the second half. I mean, we never say anything of value or importance.
Well, maybe just listen to the second half later in the week.
Yeah, maybe if you added up all our entire podcast, you wouldn't even equal the runtime of the Daily Show in the 4 days it's aired.
That's true.
Shut up, and we actually. Sorry, I really can't stand that.
That's from.
No one said you have to listen to it in one sitting, Indian style, not doing anything else.
Yeah, a lot of people say they do other
playing or driving. There's so many other things you can do while
listen
listening.
while doing the dishes, like I do.
That's right. That's how Hank does it.
Or playing Advance Wars.
Maybe if the girl was doing more dishes, like she should have been.
Yeah, I really didn't want to bring it to that. I realized
you did,
and so we alienate our one female
Look,
listener.
I think we need to start getting a little Rush Limbaugh. There's a lot of things women aren't doing that they should be right now, including playing on Xbox Live, which really weirds me out.
Just in case anyone's about to go, but women, Chris is being a character.
I'm being a character, but I'm really single.
It's just really sad. But okay, all right. Last week's question. After we do the iTunes reviews, I always pose a question. Last week's question was question 14. What game will forever be on your play it later list? Very popular question.
Yeah, because everybody has that thing they
Always
want
have a thing
to play. They
back.
feel obligated to play, and I think that's a bad way to go into
Yeah.
any kind of art, any kind of book or movie.
Well, that's how I feel about Sands of Time at this point. I feel obligated. And
Yeah,
I'm
that's why.
afraid
Again, I don't push stuff like that on you because I know, like, I don't want to force him into it because all he's going to do is find reasons why he hates it when next time he talks to me.
Exactly.
Like most people will.
Yeah.
Here's the reasons I didn't like it. They're just ready. They're jotting them down and filing them. When
Yeah,
you
just like every time
beg
you get,
people to watch something.
like people that push Firefly or something on other people, then they're going to come back and be like, oh, blah, 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 blah.
Here's the thing: the characters aren't well formed. Shut up.
It's
Shut
13 episodes. Of course
Shut
they're not
up.
well formed.
Shut up.
Despite the fact they are. Anyway, Mass Effect and Okami got a lot of nods as games that people will on their play it later list. A lot of Fallout 3s. I saw more than one person say the Wii itself is on there. I'll get around to that piece of shit.
Yeah, you will find that shit in a consignment shops like Atari the minute the new Nintendo system hits.
They'll be showing up at garage sales in about 15 years.
Dan Amrick will be fixing them up and answering trivia about them in 10 years at a classic gaming expo.
Well, you see, it used the Wii Motion Plus to make your hands move.
That's a great Dan. Well, hey, I'm Don Knotts Dan.
Want to know about Smash TV?
Hey,
All
and by the way, fuck it, Wii Christmas contest. Please make a video for Dan's song Wii Christmas. PalletSwapNinja.com.
Durdur420 again. He wrote a huge book on his. Like, it was a massive post. I can't remember what it was.
A lot to get off his chest.
But it was a lot. There were a lot of games in there. It was mostly the sad state of how most of us are, where, like, he bought a game, played it, got disinterested or stuck, traded it in, got another game that then sat on his shelf while he played something else. Yeah, he had the thing where he'd buy a game, play it, trade it in, get another game, it would sit on his shelf, and then sit and be stuck there, and then it just starts this pile. It just always keeps piling up. So everybody had a lot of good things. Some people had Final Fantasy VII. One thing I thought was interesting was a Rom Cred. I can't read it. He said De Blob, which I thought was a really weird game. But that's a very interesting choice. I thought that was.
It's 2 weeks old.
Well, it's like a month. But that's why it's weird. Like, no one else said De Blob.
Yes, mine is Prince of Persia.
Although Big Boss OSE says, don't worry, Final Fantasy VII isn't worth the plastic it's burnt onto.
Wow.
Which takes me to this week's question. Oh, but first, I wanted to give a shout out to everyone who registered seemingly just to answer this question. My favorite of which, solely for the avatar and the name, Gemini Man 82, whose avatar is Gemini Man from Mega Man 3.
Thank you.
Clearly knew his audience. We also had Benny Ray, El Fangor 01, Insomniac Gamer, Hunter X Hunter, Damn Sweden, who said he needs to play Frequency at some point, which I wholeheartedly back. Play Frequency, sir. Super Zero Sonic, Lord Abel, who said Super Mario Brothers 3 is the game.
It was weird because he said he just bought an NES.
Something like that. And then, amazingly, someone just registered in our forums last week. His name is Dude.
How did he get that?
How is
by abiding? Clearly.
Like how? It's 2008. That name could be taken on everything that has a registration.
Maybe everybody assumed it was taken.
I would like to thank Lionheart Ace for posting again, just so I can see his amazing Miyamoto avatar. It always makes me laugh. Yep. He looks like he's choking on something.
So my question this week, question 15, halfway there, which means now I guess we've been doing Question 15. What's a franchise that you consider yourself a blind fanboy of? That you will play every game in that series. Maybe and I think the caveat here is, I don't know if I want to impose this. I would prefer if it were a series that's not all that, not exceptional. That's not in and out. Every entry is exceptionally good.
Yeah, don't say Mario.
Yeah. Like I love every Zelda. Well, of course you do. Like, because I do. But I'm not going to say Zelda, even though I am, and Metroid I am too. But most Zelda and Metroid games are good. Well, it's almost a niche unto yourself.
I know everybody in this room has something they will have to explain if they brought up in the office.
Yeah, like
you get dogpiled occasionally for liking a certain game.
Yeah, and at first I was going to say, Castlevania. I love Castlevania. I follow everything about it. But again, that's a very long, popular franchise. So I think the only thing I have is Ace Combat.
Ace Combat? You are a fucking Ace Combat idiot.
I love it so much that Namco gave me the fucking exclusive reveal of that game in the US. Well before Games Radar was large enough to justify that. They just seen me like very enthusiastic. Like, wait, Ace Combat Zero's about this, and the Belkin War, and did you know in Ace Combat 5? And they're like, God, shut up. But it was when I was playing one of the developers and the testers of Ace Combat 5 in multiplayer, or Ace Combat Zero for PS2, and I was holding my own against the people that and they're like, all right, this guy knows his shit. So Ace Combat's, I love that shit. I'm a big jet nerd. I really like all that stuff. And aside from the really bad story that's in almost every game, the gameplay I think is amazing. And Ace Combat 6 I thought looked amazing.
I was going to say, mine is I wish I had played the people who made the game. I just haven't met with Activision that much. And they don't have one this year for the first time ever. Tony Hawk. I played every Tony Hawk.
Wow.
100%. Jesus. At the time, I'm from kind of skate culture.
Did you play Proving Ground 100%?
No, I didn't. Proving Ground, I didn't play much at all, except in the preview stages and on the DS, because I had to review it.
DS one was all right.
It's pretty good actually, and it's got one of the best soundtracks, the best soundtrack I've ever seen on the DS. Period. But I played every Tony Hawk 100% all the way through. I'll buy it the first day, full price, no questions asked.
Jesus.
Always have, always will. I assume, other than Proving Ground, which I got in a sleeve for free. But I would love the chance to play somebody at Activision. I guarantee I'll kick their ass. I'll beat anybody in this office. I've laid that challenge down many a time. Dan Amrick laughs. Right now. I have to go make music about video games. Dan Amrick.
Well, if we're going to me now, I guess there's a couple.
Limited to 2.
All right. Well. One is Advance Wars, but that kind of breaks the rule because they all are at least...
They're all very
They're all exquisitely popular.
Well, I will say that I get games that then are just clones of Advance Wars, too. Like, I bought the Age of Empires and the next Age of Empires game for the DS, like, just because they would play just like them. I really want to get that End War DS game because it's just an Advance Wars clone as well. Like, it's not the same as the other End War games. But I guess then it would be any like wrestling game. Like
wrestling. I'm not even gonna do a bone squall. My voice is too tired.
Well, it was.
Hey, Henry, you play every one of me.
Well, until
I need a French word real bad.
Well, there was actually
Blue. Henry plays all of me.
I had kind of a layoff. I had a layoff of about 3 years of it until this year when I played like TNA and SmackDown. But
what was that back when they had like 16 WWE?
Well, yeah, that was like for 6 years in a row. Like I played the N64 and all the time, and then when it to the
Warzone and No Mercy and
No Mercy, big one.
Attitude.
But then when it came to the next one, the next generation, then I would be like, all right, SmackDown 1, beat that. Time for the game.
Rush Hour.
1. Time for just the main one. And then I would also just play the knockoff games like Legends of Wrestling, which is horrible. The Legends of Wrestling games were awful.
It killed the company.
Yeah, well, so
you
many.
can't play me, brother.
What about like the GameCube Day of Reckoning?
Yeah, I played that one. It was awful, like really bad.
Is the N64 just considered like the wrestling system? Like it seemed like that's when it was at its peak, wrestling, like ratings wise.
Yeah, it's like when I play SmackDown now, it does the new SmackDown. I like it. I'll never like it as much as the No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000.
Right.
But they do seem kind of archaic now, just because they seem really slow in a way.
Right.
But it's like such rock solid controls and just the whole system of grappling and countering and stuff. It's just
I played a little bit and I found it enjoyable, but when I play the new ones, I'm like, these seem like puppets on strings.
They all feel like my fat drunk friend lunging at me.
Michael, that's you.
Well, I'm kind of
horrible
stymied.
segue into Michael, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, well,
Yeah,
Michael.
wonderfully horrible. Anyway, I'm kind of stymied because everything I can think of is
Is
something that
awesome.
was massively popular. But I think for
That's
me,
not true.
it's always been like Castlevania, Grand Theft Auto. But for me, I think the quintessential one is Street Fighter. I've played every fucking game, all of its spin-offs. I've played Rival Schools, Project Justice, all three EX games, all the Versus games.
All the alphas too.
Yeah.
I don't know many people
The
play all the
alphas are great. I love
the thing
the
is, I've played all of those too because even the worst Street Fighter,
even the fucking movie game, which
I played that
on Saturn, was pretty awesome because it was just Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo with.
No, you guys are wrong. There's been a lot of bad Street Fighter games, including especially the EXs.
Well, the thing is, even the worst Street Fighter game is still mediocre. I don't know.
I love the EXs.
No, I love the first EX a lot, but I recognize it as a bad fighting game.
It's not as good as the normal Street Fighter games, but it's still pretty fun.
No, hey, this is all about semi guilty pleasures without Brett saying that.
Yeah, it's not as much guilty pleasure as a specific franchise you identify strongly with. That's not a million seller every time.
If you're really buying the new Tony Hawk, I buy every one. Not going to make any fucking excuses about it. I just do.
Yeah.
I grew up. When I was 17 when it came out, and my friends were going nuts. A decent skating game. We played it to death. We all got really great at it. We've had to be great at every one ever since.
I remember when
that's because I was in the dorms too, and I think more so than just as much as playing it with friends as a kid in the dorms when you're all confined with one another. Everybody has to learn a game that one has to get good with, and it was Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember when the first one came out. It was like a magical time where it was like, "What? This is awesome! This is
this is music I like."
I was at a big concert in St. Louis, one of those all day 13 bands for an hour and on 2 stages, one of those huge things. I think it was called Point Fest. It's a radio station, so no one's gonna know what that is.
Hey, Brett's coming down to the.
Hey, Point Fest, boy! I want to come down and watch No Mercy, MXPX right here. So it was
I've seen them 7 times.
Yeah, it was Our Lady Peace came out.
Goldfinger! You're going to do Mabel.
I think Our Lady Peace was out there at the time. I did not want to see them. I went just for the experience of the 12 bands. I saw Alien Ant Farm was really good. They were really good. That was before they were big, before Smooth Criminal even. So
With the movie song?
Yeah, it was right when it had come out. So everybody was like, wow, they're here? But the guy in Our Lady Peace was like, hey, man, anybody played that Tony Hawk game? It's fucking amazing. And he just talked to the crowd about Tony Hawk 1. Yeah. And I was like, I guess I should play that because I'd heard about it. I'm like, I don't care about skateboarding. But then I got Tony Hawk 2 and 3 completely hooked. So, but since then, hate him. That's all. Community segment. Answer the question in the forums.
That's all. We got to do teases. God damn it, we were almost under 2 hours. Teases, go. I, next week, am going to be doing, hopefully, a Blu-ray article and a lot more podcasting.
I have a couple more reviews in the pipeline and my first feature. Woo! Excited.
It's about the DS, right?
Yes.
That's all I want to say. Any more than that.
I am putting together the big list of Games Radar's End of the Year awards, which, as if you've been reading for a while, you'll know every year we do our Platinum Chalice Awards, the most important bigified awards list of all time.
The most important and potentially annual.
The first was potentially annual in 2006 because we really didn't know, are we going to do this again next year? So then,
I thought it'd be funny to call it that every year.
Every year.
Up until their 10th incarnation.
Because then last year was the seemingly annual, and this year is the officially annual Platinum Chalice Awards. December 19th, be there or be dead or in prison or break out and all that Simpsons joke. Michael, what are you doing?
Well, I did a box art feature that'll be up by now that you should really go look for. It's the worst box art of 2008.
Back to the well.
Yeah! Fuck yeah! Do what works.
Yeah. Box art is always fun.
I'm also writing half of our features for the week of Christmas.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Michael is a huge Santa nut. I don't think a lot of people know
Yes,
that
if you
about
didn't know,
Can't get enough of Santa.
Santers.
Andy's got a huge heart-on for Jesus.
Oh yeah. No.
Is that wrong? Nah.
Which, yeah, if you didn't know, I remember as in college, I would always be like, IGN, GameSpot, the entire games industry takes a week off. In Christmas, like nothing updates. GamesRadar updates. We preload a bunch of stuff for the week and time deploy it to go out. We update our fucking site.
We're going to have podcasts during then, too. So.
And we're still going to have podcasts. We will be on the site.
Oh, our podcast will be here, so we will be here. So there. I'll be on the forums, probably. I'll be bored as shit in Tallahassee.
I will be in the middle of Illinois with no internet.
I'll be in Tallahassee, Florida, so please keep the forums going.
Yeah. No, it should be big. Christmas break. Let's get out of here. Rick Robo, roll us out of here.